Hello everyone, Sigillum here once again. This one is gonna be a brief explanation of the reserve map extraction points. The map is fairly easy to learn and I learned it by orienting with the help of the weather dome and armor train station. This is a map which I modified a little with several locations and the basic version can be found on an official EFT wiki page. So let's begin. First one is by far the best one. It is called Bunker Hermetic Door and is located near the railway where the armored train is usually stationed when it arrives. And running towards the train there are two bunkers to your right. Go past the first one and enter the one which is closer to the train. You will see a red light above the extraction and currently it has multiple uses as far as I know. PMCs and Scav players can use it and has no limitations. The switch is located east of the North Barracks and academic building near the big helicopter landing. After you switch it on, a loud siren can be heard across the base. If you go to the extraction, you can see the same light turn green and it turns back to a red in a while. I should warn you that probably this extraction is bugged since it works always, whether playing as a Scav or a PMC and whether switch is turned on or not. As a proof, here is a short run-through raid in which I extracted as a Scav without the switch turned on. You can travel to the bunker via underground facility to avoid open ground at least, but be wary because a scout boss spawns there sometimes. On our left, the depot hermetic door extraction can be found, which will be explained in the next video clip. Never mind the cowardice, since I'm currently at a bad position to fight. The depot hermetic bunker door is located in the underground facility somewhere beneath the armored train station. This one is the only one which I did not manage to figure out when it is active. Tried watching YouTube tutorials and live raids and still did not manage to use that extraction as a scav or as a PMC. If anyone has any clue and answer, please provide it in the comment. This way is the armored train station. If you go the opposite way towards the weather dome, go past the gas station and beside the truck, there is a small sewer manhole. It can be used as a scav or as a PMC, but the catch is that you cannot wear a backpack while doing so. Also, I think it has multiple uses. If you go further beyond the fence towards the weather dome, you will find the cliff descent extraction. It can be used only as a PMC and it requires you to have one paracord and one red rebel ice pick to extract without wearing a body armor. The armored train extraction is a tricky one. In my case it arrived at around 18th minute of the raid, but sometimes it arrives at 25th minute of the raid, so I presume in that time interval it can arrive. You cannot extract right away and must wait for the train departure. The next fact is important. Upon departure, train gives a signal horn once, which is at the beginning of the clip. After maybe 50 seconds, train gives a horn signal twice, and after that you have maybe 5 seconds to board the train. It can be used by both PMC and Scav, but only once. I personally don't prefer this extraction since it's loaded with campers. If you are pointing towards the base with the weather dome to your left, you can turn around and run to the edge of the map beside the mountains. There you will find a hole in the concrete fence which is used as a scav extraction and has multiple uses as far as I know. Again, if you are pointing towards the base with the weather dome to your left, you follow the railroad with the edge of the map to your right. When you intercept a road, turn right and run towards the checkpoint. This is also a strange one since it requires additional friendly scav with you if you play as a PMC and vice versa to extract. So if you have a tendency to make friendships during raids, this is for you. To make it to CP fence, you go the same way towards the weather dome. Instead of climbing straight to the dome, go right beside the fence and in the corner is the CP fence extraction. It's always open, intended for scavs only, has multiple uses and has no limitations. The last one can be found if you go beyond the scav lands extraction towards the armored train station. To your right you can see some red and blue containers and two large pipes which curve on the top of the fence. Also, it's always open, intended for scavs only, has multiple uses and has no limitations. And this is it for this one, guys. All the extractions will be presented with timestamps in the description of the video. If you have some additional info or corrections, be sure to comment, give your opinions and experience. Also, show some support by liking, subscribing to the channel or sharing. Until next time, pozdrav.
And don't realize that music is a spiritual language and it represents the people of Earth.